For nearly 2 decades, our next guest has styled everyone from Jay-Z and Kelly Ripa to Mariah Carey and P. Diddy. And with 570,000 Twitter followers that hang on her every hemline, she's become a fashion icon in her own right.
Here to discuss her fabulous career, her new shoe collection for HSN, her turban collection, her sunglass line, and all the other fabulous ventures is celebrity stylist June Ambrose. Welcome.
Wow, you guys make me feel so old. 2
Is that-
decades, it's like,
She started when you were like 10.
Exactly. I was a toddler.
You were a prodigy, a fashion prodigy.
I was crawling into the closets and just creating things.
I like it. Well, speaking of creations, we got to start with the easy one. Who are you wearing today? Looking fabulous.
This is Nanette Laporte, and I'm wearing my own shoes from my HSN collection.
Oh, let's see.
These are my Stellas. You like these? Aren't they delish?
They're
Can I do that?
delish.
Can I do that here?
Whoa, there you go.
How did we not get the bottom of them?
Not the bottoms, the sides. All right, there you go.
There you
Those
go.
are beautiful.
Very nice.
Good job,
That was a good
June.
exercise.
Yeah, that was good. Nice.
For that
Like a
trainer
little
that's coming
Pilates
up
moment.
next.
I like that.
That's good. Got a style fit.
But okay, so June, today everybody who has a pair of Louboutins and some red lipstick and a blog thinks that they're a celebrity stylist, but you're actually the real deal. Tell us how you got into this industry.
Oh, wow. 21 years ago, starting off, the platform was really wide open. It was no one really doing what I was doing in music. So I brought my costume designer theory and aesthetic to the world of urban music. And when I started, it was like Puffy was, just leaving from being an intern to being an A&R, and really kind of the culture was growing. It was really an open, playing field. I used to work investment banking.
Which I cannot believe.
But I think that experience really helped to kind of prepare me for my entrepreneurial, where I was going in terms of building my own business and building my brand. If I didn't have that experience, I don't think I would have sustained over the years. But I started in music. That's how I got started. I started in costume designing for musicians, pop culture. Oh. That was the beginning of it all.
You've been called the Edith Head of hip hop.
Do you love that?
I don't. You love that?
Yeah, I love that. But now Kanye says that hip hop is now rock and roll, which I believe that it's always been that. It's always been the alternative kind of music. It's always, when I started, it was very black and white, and I made it colorful, cinematic. The music videos that I was working on were very, they felt like mini films, and that's how I approached it. It wasn't like this dark, dirty, scary kind of music. This was a place that I wanted the artists to kind of imagine and dream and become the characters that they kind of explained in their music.
Wow.
And
Well,
speaking
over
of
the years,
characters,
I know
right,
you
Shannon?
created some crazy characters from hip hop or rock and roll, as you would call it.
Yeah,
from
hip hop.
These infamous fashion moments. Missy Elliott and her inflatable rubber suit. You remember that?
One of my favorites.
Puff Daddy and his shiny tracksuit.
Wow.
Busta Rhymes and his elaborate caftans. I mean, these are looks that everybody tried to emulate back then and everybody loved. But how did you come up with these looks?
Oh my, it was out of my mind, but it was the best time of my life. I think I created the best stuff when there were no walls, and Hype Williams, who I did a lot of music video stuff with, he really didn't put any boundaries on me creatively. He would give me the treatment, and I would be able to come back and bounce ideas and show him fabric and say, I want to make a suit out of I'm West Indian, so I was like, I'm from Antigua, and I was like, I want it to feel like carnival. So More Money, More Problems, those shiny suits were created off of the inspiration of carnival queens and carnival and the idea of fire and, sheen and metallics and just that juve and jump up. That was the spirit of that particular design.
Wow.
Missy Elliott was a
And
Michelin.
how did you come up with an inflatable rubber suit? I mean, come on, June.
Well, Hype said.
And I know you don't do drugs or drink.
I do not.
I know.
I am a sober drunk.
I know. So what's going on in your head where that happens?
Well, Hype Williams said he wanted her to look like a Michelin man.
Okay.
And I couldn't make her this white bubble,
No.
right? So I was like, I need patent leather, I want to shine. We found these amazing Alain Mickley vintage, fire glasses, and I created a look around that. I mean, Missy was probably the most, she was a blank canvas at the time, and she was the best muse that a designer could have. She really trusted me and really allowed me to kind of just go for it with her.
Yeah. Well, was it hard to convince some of them, okay, this is what I'm thinking? They're like, what?
Yeah, of course. I mean, some of the ideas didn't make sense. I mean, I was creating light-up suits, and they were operated by batteries. And, when I first worked with Lauryn Hill, it was it was just, I mean, I have stories. I could write a book.
We're waiting for it.
That's going to be my second book. The first one was about effortless style. The second one's going to be why I was out of my mind trying to achieve effortless style.
Well, when I interviewed you for the New York Times, Puff Daddy told me you were the first person to put him in Gucci. And I know you were the first person to put Jay-Z and Tom Ford, and now he's rapping about Tom Ford.
I need a check.
You need a check.
I need a check.
But was it difficult to convince these men to up their style factor?
No, I think that it's a process, and it doesn't. The evolution of one style does not happen overnight. It's a journey, and it's never a marathon with us. We always, it's not a sprint, I should say. It's a marathon, and we take time, and sometimes we pass the baton, and but we get through it. And I think that it's about evolving as a person, as an individual. And I treat each of my clients not as mannequins, not as someone that I'm kind of living vicariously through. Sometimes I do with my female clients. But, it's really about helping them to find their other self in the process, in the journey of evolving. And I think that Jay-Z, he's been I've worked with him for 17 years. And we talked about it the other day. I was like, oh my God, it's been a really long time. But it's really been a friendship, a great partnership, because that trust really allows you to super exceed their expectations and help them along the way in the transition of becoming iconic.
Well, speaking of all these icons, you got to dish a little for us. Who have you enjoyed working with the most, and who has been most challenging?
Yes.
The most. I have so many delicious ones. My kids, no, I'm kidding. My new favorite muses. I would say, oh my God,
Come on, I know there's so many.
I really enjoyed working with Missy, I have to tell you. I did every last one of her music videos in her career. That experience was great.
Why?
Just because, she was so fearless, you know what I mean? And she was really pioneering, like she was a new poster child for, women in hip hop.
Yeah.
And she wasn't in a pum pum short, she wasn't in a bra top, but she was still sassy, classy, sexy, racy, provocative, all the things that you want a woman to be without compromising oneself. She was a dreamer, and I think that's what art is about. I think that's what fashion is about. And she really allowed me to dream, and every day in that process, we did it together. I love working with Mary J. Blige. I love working with Alicia Keys. There's so many of them that I truly enjoy.
So we know who you love.
Ones.
Yes, let's get to the difficult ones. I'm like, don't forget it. Okay.
It's not one particular person.
Okay.
I think that it's the person that that's not able to render themselves.
Oh. Okay.
I think it's that person.
Render themselves to think outside the box, or
no, just it's a very vulnerable place to be. I emancipated Mariah Carey. We were coming back from a situation that wasn't great publicly in terms of her image. We had to come to and it's like that alone is one part of the process, but it's rebranding, re-imaging, emancipation, and she trusted me, and that relationship is important because I'm seeing you.
Yeah.
My celebrity clients, that trade secret, that trust, that doctor confidentiality. I'm a stylologist. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, who had a meltdown, who cried, who, that is what allowed me. That's the magic. That's what allowed. I'm the whisperer. I'm the one that they remember, got them through a certain wall or bridge. That you can't share.
Okay, we won't. You don't have to violate your confidentiality.
But it's a good moment.
But off the record. No kidding.
All 5 cameras.
Wait, so June, how has the industry changed since you entered the market?
Oh my goodness.
A few years ago.
Well, I can see. Well, I always wished I had multiple me's. I was like, if I had when I was on 5 jobs at one time, I was like, if I just need 5 more of me, and my assistants, I used to groom them to become me, and now there are, a lot of me's. I like to think that I'm still just me, but there's a lot of, the industry is very saturated. I think once you've kind of you've planted your seed and you have your roots, and your tree will always exist.
Yes.
And I think that I will always exist because my seed has been planted in a place that I know that I can branch out and do other things, and I can evolve as a designer, as an author, as a TV personality. So my tree is sprouting, branches and leaves every day, and I'm always, embarking on new things that allow me to feel like I'm getting closer and closer to the sky, which is exciting.
Well, your tree is so glamorous today. It's so beautiful. Just shine its own light.
Apples. What kind of, am I a pear tree? Am I a lemon tree? What kind of tree are you?
Oh my God, that's such a Barbara Walters question.
What kind of tree are you?
Right, what kind of tree are you?
Well, let's take it back to your roots of that tree.
Yeah.
Tell us about growing up. Was it ever a moment where you felt awkward?
Oh, Oh, please! I had horrific acne.
No way.
People wonder, why do you always wear glasses? That's why when my first category that I designed was going to be eyewear, because I use eyewear as makeup. It was basically second skin for my face. It was my shield. It was my mask, because when my skin was going through a lot of changes, I would wear big glasses. And this was like in junior high school. I was coming to school with like, my grandmother's vintage big, Edna glasses, It was like, it was like Edna from The Incredibles in junior high school. Yeah, because I had really bad skin. I was from, West Indian. Being West Indian wasn't cool then. And my mom had an accent. People teased me. Kids are mean in junior high school.
They
but
sure are.
Here's the thing. I was always a very confident young lady from a very young age. I was very confident. So I knew that I would be able to get through it. I wasn't by no means suicidal over what they did to me and they put me through. But I knew that I had to glamouflage. I had to find a way to upstage. Yeah, I upstage everything that I hated about myself with my personality. So I always tell young people, there's always, when there's something that, that you feel that isn't right about you, overshadow it with the thing that you love the most about you. And let that be, and I tell that to my kids now. There's something, you remind your children, remind yourself, what is it that I love about myself so much? Is it my smile? Is it my voice? Is it my personality? And if my skin is bad, or I have bad hair, or whatever it is, or I don't like my complexion, upstage with all those things that you know are great about you. And people will forget about those things and talk about those things. Present those things first. I guarantee you, life will get better.
All right.
You got to put that in the book.
That's brilliant. Okay, so let's talk about you and Twitter and Instagram.
Yes.
You're like the queen of Twitter. 570,000 followers.
Wow. I get lonely, and those are my style socials are, they have become my extended family, and it really is a way of me being able to connect with the consumer and lend myself. I feel so philanthropic and mentored and everything in the process of it. And I'm able to really kind of tell the other side of my story, that I'm not just this fashion girl who goes shopping.
But you share everything from your workouts to what you make for dinner at night.
And it's my timeline. I'm the editor-at-large of my timeline. No one touches it.
Well, do you ever feel that you're getting overexposed or, revealing too much about your life?
There's no such thing when you're in control of a platform like that. I share what, you don't come to bed with me, but I share the things that I think are important in the lifestyle that others can have a takeaway from. So, there's no harm in that if there's a takeaway. Every tweet I'm like, what is someone going to get out of this moment? Is it going to be admiration? Is it going to be what cream that I could use to kind of help from the sun? Whatever it is, there's a how-to. I'm all about, DIY.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important, that people are able to take a takeaway away from it.
Yeah, you want to inform your followers.
Absolutely.
Entertain and inform.
Absolutely. My whole Style Fit Chronicles, it's not just about pounds, it's about inches, how you feel in your clothes, how do you incorporate all that in eating and, raising your family and time management.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of time management, we've got to get to your shoes.
Yes.
All right, so do you just want to walk on
let's
over
go
there?
over. We have
Let's take a trot.
Let's take a little trot.
Yes, I bought all the goodies. I think you guys are the first.
Okay.
Okay, I lost my little
and while
backpack.
we're
I lost my backpack
June,
here.
I know while we were walking over there, you were you had a stint on X Factor, and you also had your own reality show.
Yeah.
Are you coming back to the small screen anytime soon? Because
I am working on some. I'm working on some special things.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah,
good to know.
I am. No, TV is definitely not seeing the last of me.
Oh, we like that.
Finding the right show is the most important thing. You guys are in a really nice home here,
Yes.
so I get it. And I think authenticity is important, so I'm working on something that's really special right now. I cannot wait to tell you guys about.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so before we get to that, you got to tell us about these shoes. How did you even get into the shoe business? These are amazing.
I'm working with HSN. This is my second collection with the network,
now, how
and
did
I'm really excited.
That deal? Did you approach them? They approached you?
I have a really amazing team.
Lola is in your shoes. Pay attention.
Distract her, Shannon.
See, Lola likes the Duchess. She likes the most regal shoe of them all. See, this whole collection was inspired by, I was in London and I was like, I love the regality. I think we all can be kings and queens. This is laser cut pony lace.
Wow.
That's what it's about, stepping out as the queen and king. It's all about the royal family this season. Aren't we all royals?
Yes.
Well, of course.
You know what I mean? It's about the crown, it's about the foot, and the foundation of most women's looks are their shoes. This is the Naomi.
Oh.
Because Naomi took over London and like a diva.
She
It's
sure
a London
did.
accent, right? And it's like we all need that urban jungle boot. This is my urban jungle boot.
Urban
and
jungle.
you see that heel, that mirrored heel.
So a little bit of
pony.
glamour.
And these shoes are so well priced, guys, like $109.
I wanted to ask you
Really?
about your price points.
It was important that I was affordable. So it's like that luxury look for less was important. Stingray pump. We all need a pump.
We sure do.
Right? Just the tip of it
Yeah.
and the back of it. You want to get them on the approach and get it from the walk away.
Ooh, I love it.
Right? Sassy, classy, pump with passion.
What's the price point really quickly?
So from
$60?
$99
$99, okay.
to the most expensive shoe, which is my favorite boot, is the Kensington.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
All right, I mean,
With
could you
the
imagine?
Tassel.
Now these are my Rock Mom approved boots.
Yes.
Because my
run about town in these and look so
absolutely.
chic.
I wore them the other day with a long maxi, ethereal dress and a biker jacket. I mean, it's really about comfort. Every shoe has extra padding
Well, let
for
me ask
comfort.
you, we talk about the comfort and the design of all these shoes. How involved are you in the process to make these shoes?
Every aspect of the design.
Like every thought, every concept?
I am, if anyone knows me, and Lola knows me, I am super hands-on.
Okay.
And it's really important that anything bearing my name,
I like that.
you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
it truly comes from me. It comes from the soul. Oh, no pun intended.
From the soul. Oh, June.
She's here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
She's so good, that June Ambrose.
So Stella, we have, this is Jagger. Bianca Jagger, remember she
Bianca Jagger, so fierce.
So all the names
Yeah,
are really
she just
like
became a
powerful.
grandma.
She sure did.
Wow. Now, I know you love heels, as does Lola. I don't think I've ever seen either of you in flats. So what is it about a heel that is
You
just...
even have a workout.
I did. I did a stiletto workout. I did.
Wow. So what
Yeah.
is it about a heel that's so special? Is it the most important accessory?
I think, it gives a woman that little bit of lift and confidence. Like, these are training wheels. This particular shoe, for the girl who is not ready to put on that pump, right?
Okay.
So here's a great takeaway. You start with a wedge.
Yep.
And with the single platform, with the single sole, it feels like you're in a pump.
Huh.
See, when you wear a wedge shoe with a platform, you don't feel like you're in a pump. But the single sole gives you pump, and then you have a little bit of heel to get you ready. So this is my training wheel for a girl
Training wheel.
who
Very
needs to get
important.
ready. So
Okay.
it's styled by design.
Styled by
Every shoe is, the DNA of this brand is styled by design. It's really about a woman who's looking for immediate, effortless style. She's going to start with her shoe. Even if she has all her basics, she's clean and simple, and she wants the shoe to say it all. Bam!
Wow.
Bam!
Says it all.
Says it
like
all.
this one. This one says it all. What does this tell you?
She is a leaping leopard, honey. Kilimanjaro.
Wow. And again,
I
it has
live
the
for
mirrored
leopard.
heel.
It's classic, right? Isn't leopard
Very
like a
nice.
classic? It's a new
No,
pearl.
it is. It is.
It's
It
a
has
pearl.
become a
You
classic,
see?
actually. It
You like
almost has
that?
become
Yeah.
a basic, and you can build around it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if we only had to walk away with one pair.
And Lola will.
Oh,
I'm walking away with many
Tell me.
more than one pair. But if we only
Okay.
had to walk away with one pair, which pair would it be, June Ambrose? Let us know.
That gives you the versatility for the
Yeah,
season, for your
whatever you
wardrobe.
think is a must-have.
I think it should be. I think it should be Duchess.
Okay.
Because this fits like a pump because it's really low and it cuts low in the leg. It gives you elongation, but it's still a booty, and it has texture and it's timeless and it's classic. It has a little bit of platform, and it has a stiletto heel, so you get a little bit of everything in one.
And black goes with many outfits, right?
There you go.
Oh, look at Shannon.
I know
You're
those
learning.
songs.
Aw.
Now, when does your men's shoe line come out? After the book?
One step at a time.
Okay, all right. June Ambrose, thank you so much. We really
Thank you.
appreciate
Oh,
all
June,
this.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I'll be back again. I'll come back.
Yes.
Teach how to tie turbans.
All right.
Ooh,
Now
yes.
tell us which one is your favorite shoe, which one do you want to take home, and which one should Lola wear? Tweet us about it at Arise TV 360.
These are mine.